What's up, guys? It's Connor. It's Y-Golf TV. I'm back. This is the second video that applies to people that are trying to make better basic contact, but are also interested in learning how to swing faster, especially with their driver. Because if you can learn how to swing your driver faster, you're going to hit it further, all right? You're going to hit it further. You're going to be way past your buddies. You're going to be able to chirp them when you're in the fairway. And what you're going to notice is that I don't have any shoes on. So if you, I would ask you to do two things. A, hit balls with no shoes on, and I'll explain why in a minute. And B, if you've got just a hands and arms swing, look at the first video I did and practice that exercise, because that's going to teach you how to turn more with your body. Okay? And you have to be able to turn more with your body to see the benefits of this second exercise. So this second exercise, the reason I don't have any shoes on is I have to learn how to use the ground more to create potential energy through my body to put it out in the club. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So, when I get set up here, I'm about to hit a shot, how my feet interact with the ground is going to get all the muscles in my body to engage in a certain order, and if I can time that order right, I'm going to have more potential speed and probably a good sequence. Okay, so when you watch golf on TV or when you see people hit balls and you're like, man, that looks so effortless. Part of the reason it looks so effortless is because they've been able to generate power with certain parts of their body in a certain order to make the club, when it hits the ball, move faster. Now, in order to do all that, you got to have great footwork and you got to have great lower body action, especially through your knees and your hips. But think of your feet as like they're like the catalyst behind it all, right? The way you press into the ground and when you press into the ground and how you press into the ground is what's going to really drive the whole thing. It's going to drive the engine. So ultimately, when you practice with no shoes on, you can start to gain a sense through your feet of when all this stuff is happening. And here's what I want you to feel. So first I want you to practice the exercise like this with no shoes on. Okay? And then what I want you to do with 2 feet is start just making swings with no shoes on. And the first thing you got to be able to do is you got to be able to swing and not fall over. Okay? So swinging with no shoes on is going to make you swing in better sequence and in better balance, which is super important, especially at the basic contact phase. And hopefully it makes you create a little more club head speed. Alright? And what I want you to notice is that when you're done your swing, I want you just to pay attention to where the weight goes, okay? Ultimately, if you're working on better contact with your driver, you need the most amount of weight to be in your front foot when you're done, okay? And you'll notice I got nothing in my back leg. And when you have, like, you know, a pair of super high-tech golf shoes on, they can kind of let you get away with some stuff and maybe not send some stuff. So when you end up in your back foot like this, it doesn't feel as awkward when you have your Nike or your Adidas shoes on, or your kicker shoes. Shout out James Lepp. But I want you to practice like this. I want you to make swings and feel where the weight goes, and hopefully, you know, you'll feel like you got a ton of wear and tear on your toes, because when you're done your swing, all the weights move this way. Okay? I got an old school Titleist driver here, shout out Titleist, and I'm repping old school stuff, man. Sam Snead used to do this all the time back in the day. And back in the day, they used to play with golf balls that were like marshmallows, and they had really crappy wooden and steel shafts. So they had to figure out a way to use their body super effectively in order to hit the ball anywhere. Okay, now we have the luxury of super light clubs and super well-designed club heads. And people have kind of lost the art of swinging the club effectively. And because these clubs are so light, neurologically you don't have to engage as many muscles. Okay? That's me just trying to sound smart. But basically all that means is you got to swing in good balance, and you got to learn, if you want to create more club head speed, you got to learn how to use your feet properly and your lower body to put some energy into this ball. So hit some balls for us. Hit us up on Y-Golf TV at Twitter if you got questions, with no shoes on, and give us your feedback. Let me know how it's going. Here's what it looks like. All right, good luck with it.